Hello and welcome to the AutoStory, where we bring you some news, some reviews, some sense and some gobbledygook. In this video, we decided to take a stab at what we think are some of the best bikes under the 2 lakh rupee mark. For people living in India, it's a magnificent time in the motorcycling industry. Enthusiasts especially are spoiled for choice. Earlier, we had just the commuter bikes and a few sporty looking super sports to choose from. But thanks to the boom in the motorcycling world, there are so many segments to choose from now. What we've done is we've taken one bike from each segment that we think outperforms the rest of its competition. Of course, we have kept it under that 2 lakh rupee mark. So without further ado, let's get into it. We start off with the newly launched Bajaj NS400Z, ZZ. At 1.85 lakh rupees, this is the most powerful bike on this list. The 373cc engine is capable of churning out 40 PS of power and 35 Newton meters of torque. It also has some fairly fancy riding technologies, including ride-by-wire throttle, riding modes, ABS modes, traction control, and even Bluetooth. Now, the bike falls in the naked bike or the Streetfighter segment of motorcycles. So its upright riding stance has just a bit of forward bias so that you feel sporty on the machine. Now remember, this 1.85 lakh price tag is introductory, so prices are going to rise sooner or later. If you're looking for something truly sporty, you cannot go wrong with the Yamaha R15 V4. Ever since its inception in the version 1 format, the R15 has catered to a very specific, real sport bike enthusiast crowd. The V4 also does not stray from that mentality. Its ergonomics are extremely committed, so it may not be to everyone's liking, but Yamaha's engineering and engine refinement is nearly always hard to beat. The V4 comes in 4 flavors, with the cheapest starting at 1.65 lakhs, and it goes all the way up to 1.97 lakh for the MotoGP edition. Moving on to something retro. Now, I may be biased towards this, seeing as how I bought the bike myself, but I did purchase the Hunter 350 after very careful consideration. The biggest point being my dad really liked it and he wouldn't settle for anything else. Now, I have ridden the bike quite extensively alongside many other bikes in the retro segment, and the Hunter does feel like it's a notch above the rest. It's one of the lightest in the RE range and is amazingly flickable in traffic. Powers through nicely on the lower gears, even though the top gear may seem a bit laggy. And finally, it has a very comfortable riding stance, coupled with a fairly soft sofa for a seat. Oh, and it is 1.49 lakh rupees. For the ADV segment, you might have to go up a tad in price. But if you're looking for a slightly lighter, more trail-oriented bike, the Hero Xpulse 204V is for you. Now, the Xpulse is a nimble, capable motorcycle, especially off the tarmac. It's got tall suspension, wide, high handlebars, and massive ground clearance. At 1.45 lakh, the 2 extra valves that Hero added to the bike makes it much better on the highways than it used to be, making for a very good all-round tourer. Now, if you think you're going to spend time in deeper ruts than the bad Himalayan roads, you could shell out some more for the Pro variant. This raises pretty much everything from the seat to the belly pan. And in the EV segment, we have the Ola S1 Pro. Sure, it's had its fair share of mishaps, but this almost always happens to companies venturing into something new. Remember how bad the first Himalayan was when it launched? Either way, this new second-gen S1 Pro scooter is priced at 1.29 lakhs and it comes with some serious tech. The 11 kilowatt motor is capable of a top speed of 120 kilometers per hour. It's got a 0 to 40 time of 2.6 seconds and has class-leading range of 195 kilometers, at least according to Ola. And it's also got some fairly fancy features like navigation, proximity unlock, rider profiles, ride journal, hill hold, and something called party mode. Well, there is a lot of competition in the electric scooter segment, and being able to party in the middle of the street may help set it apart from the others. And that was our take on the best bikes and scooter under the 2 lakh rupee mark. Now, this list is by no means gospel, and we still encourage you to go ahead and test ride your choices before committing. Just remember, if you like what we liked, let me be the first to say, I told you so. Now, hit that like button if you liked our video, or the other one if you didn't, but don't forget to subscribe. I'm your friendly neighborhood host Spider-Man, saying in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.